So I'm with Pete Jenkins, maestro of Automarina, farm bunker, and
Okay.
I'm just asking him about this chap here. I'm asking Pete's opinion about the Zionists and the bankers and the general sort of overview of the Palestinian conflict and the broader meta implications for New Zealand as part of the empire. What do you reckon's going on, Pete?
Well, I think like on a
We can put
easy to explain level,
we can put him down now.
you can.
Yeah, that was just a prop.
You can put them down anytime we like. I feel good about it.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and keep some for yourself too there, right?
Of course.
So you don't have to think about it too long before you sort of might come to the conclusion that the vaccinations and the death and destruction that's caused, and the Palestinians that's death and destruction that's happened to them, it could orientate from the same group of, let's say, world leaders that we don't necessarily know about, that live in the shadows, and they're almost using the same, almost like got the same attitude about wreaking havoc on the world, the wars that don't need to happen. There's a lot of people right now, especially in the Christian side in America, that are really waking up to the good and evil that is playing out in the world on a really basic level. There is good and there is evil, and it's coming to a pinnacle.
Are the Palestinians being blood sacrificed for some kind of occult reason, or is it just geopolitics and resource extraction?
I think it's you could look at it and say there's a multitude of factors. So both those factors that you just described are at play, most definitely. And I think the puppet masters always hide themselves. So we can't really look to what we can see as the source of the evil in the world. I think really the source of the evil in the world doesn't want to be exposed and wants to live in the shadows, and they do it in secret because if everybody,
It's pissing down, bro.
it's snowing with the rain out there.
Oh, that'll be a weather machine.
Yeah. So looking at the source of the bad things that happen in the world, I think on one side you've really got to consider, whether you believe it or not, but just consider that there's some fairly dark and evil, like literally evil forces, demonic forces at play in the world.
Are these human attributes, or are these literally sort of, occult sort
Well,
of?
it's hard to find the. I think it's. I mean, there's the bits that we know, like the Soros Foundation, how that's playing out. America's AID Foundation, that was a non-governmental organisation that's playing out across the world. It's the owners of our media. You can't really point to, it's the military-industrial complex. There's quite a network of, let's say, symbiotic and working together organisations.
So with Winston Peters not recognising, a people being slaughtered as sovereign, obviously he's a owned minion of the empire in that regard. He's a screw in the jail, but what does that mean about New Zealand's sovereignty in terms of being involved in nefarious global postulations of power?
Well, Winston's actually quite a good example, because if you look at the individual, you've got his he is a construct of his mental belief system. And so he might have a belief for or against the Palestinians. He might have a belief for or against the vaccinated people. You know, so these are all mental constructs. So he might live within that mental construct without necessarily being puppeted by these global elites that I'm talking about. But he will be able to be used and manipulated within his mental construct that with it, what he lives. And the same with our Prime Minister. He has his mental construct. And so, like, what's happening in the world right now are people are starting to think and understand things outside their normal mental construct. So their consciousness is expanding. They're believing things that they never used to believe before about good and evil and who runs the world. So we all live within a mental construct, but all like at different levels. But the barriers of our mental construct are breaking down, and we're increasing our consciousness as a civilization right now.
Even though things look pretty shitty in the near future with World War III?
I mean, I think the two almost like you can imagine, or you could actually like logically understand how the two can go together. That as people's consciousness sort of waking up to who's running the world, it's going to cause a lot of chaos and friction and a lot of pushback. And Charlie Kirk, let's say, is a very good example of that, where he was, let's say, a tool, and Tucker Carlson, a tool of the military-industrial complex, of the Zionists, of the Jewish state, of the bankers, of the lawyers, of the institution. And Charlie Kirk was waking up. And so there's a very good example. And he was going to take a huge audience with him, and that's why they killed him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And Tucker Carlson is doing the same thing. Candace Owen is doing. Look at those people compared to who they were. Look at their mental construct now compared to 5 years ago.
Yeah, when mainstream figures start turning against their owners,
they
get put down.
They do.
Right.
Because the system can't allow those people to function within it. They can't allow a waking up Tucker Carlson to be their main news presenter. He has to be done away with and sort of sidelined while they bring in other people whose mental constructs, their mortgages, can keep them in with the conformity of a certain paradigm. So a paradigm, the word paradigm is super important, because that's the definition of a mental construct. It's this group of beliefs and mental things that we believe that allow us to function, and it's connected with our wider society. And that's all cracking open.
Well, it's the difference between, you know, numbers on a flat piece of paper and you know, a 3D reality of you know, the platonic solids as 3D objects.
Here we go.
You know, it's a dimensional shift, isn't it?
That's a good analogy, because like words on a flat piece of paper, that's the way we were all educated.
Yeah, left to right.
We're waking up
right.
to a world that's three-dimensional, and people are going,
and
I thought the world was this way. Like COVID came along, and we all thought that, you know, our body, our sovereignty, our choice. But like, and then there's this group think that comes along that says, no, you all have to get vaccinated, get this experimental thing in your arm. And now we're finding out that it wasn't what they told us. And a lot of people got sick, but it's that death and dying.
But you know what?
That's causing the waking up.
Marketing for Coca-Cola is probably a bigger evil.
Well,
Drink Coke and the real thing. And I mean, that probably has done more damage in the world than the vaccines as well, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But it's an ideology as well.
Well, it's the Coca-Cola
white sugar, you know.
The Coca-Cola advertising is the same as the Roundup advertising. It's the same as the military-industrial complex. People at the top really know how to manipulate the masses, and they've done it at extraordinary scale and efficiency. But the masses are waking up.
Well, I like your optimism. Are they coming for you as a rural lifestyle dissident?
I like that phrasing.
Thanks. I'm
A
good at.
real
I'm good at.
lifestyle doesn't-
I'm good at.
I grew up in. I was a farm worker when I grew up as a child. You know, I worked on. I loved it. You know, feeding out hay on a frosty morning and
Yeah.
lambing and being like very practical stuff.
Yeah. What's your ancestry, Pete?
Part Waitaha and then part European.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I identify with this island and the Waitaha. I resonate with that more now.
Yeah.
That sort of is more in tune with who I am than my European part.
Do you think us as New Zealanders, you know, can even say anything about Middle Eastern violence and geopolitics, you know, within our, you know, privileged sort of remoteness? Like,
I think if we look at the layers of both, we'll find that the puppet masters are the same.
yeah.
Yeah, the same. That might not stay on the wall if you leave.
Yeah, no, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just temporarily.
Yeah, it's a bit temporary around here, eh? That's nice too, though.
Yeah,
'cause-
no, that's it. Yeah, I think the walls of our limited understandings are breaking down, and that's why it's such a contentious time, because friends are arguing with friends and become not friends anymore, because our mental constructs that we used to live in are. Well, that's the other thing that's happening. I think that's so important. Is that the whole Earth? Now, let's say this is an idea this was presented to me about 5 years ago. That if you can believe in astrology, and a lot of people do, and the influences of the stars, and let's say external influences that we don't really understand.
Yeah.
What was explained to me is this whole Earth is going through a particular kind of field of energy.
Absolutely.
And that field of energy is increasing people's consciousness. That field of energy empowers the consciousness ability to manifest in the world. So everybody's idea of what's real is manifesting and empowering. The things that we create in our outside world and our internal world are also manifesting at an ever increasing power.
Yeah.
And that's why we're bumping against each other, because we're more powerful than we used to be, and our defense mechanisms also are more powerful. So we've got our...
Well, we've had a lifetime of fucking propaganda, you know,
Yes.
and we're quite acute to what the messages about reality are now. you
Yes.
know. Once you get betrayed by, you know, authority, it's really hard to see authority in the same way again.
And I think that word betrayed is probably a very key word in people's waking up. And like, I felt betrayed for the last 40 years because I've understood this thing for 45 years, let's say. But
Anything to do with your
feeling of being betrayed is in the masses, on a mass conscious level, is woken up, and it woke up during COVID. And you're right, when people feel betrayed, they realise that the government is not looking after them anymore. The government has betrayed them.
Yeah.
Their friends are betraying them. But let's just stay with the government thing, because it's snowing.
It fucking is snowing.
So lovely.
Yeah, what it is.
Rain and snow.
Well, I picked up on the energy, you know.
Pardon?
The energy. I picked up on the ions doing the film when it was going to snow.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey, look, we'll cap it out at 15 minutes.
Yes.
This is the last 55 seconds of 15 minutes.
Yes.
Any closing remarks, Mr. Jenkins?
Well, closing, that's a good phrase. Closing remarks. I would close with the which is the subject of this thing. The way that the Palestinian people are being treated by the puppet masters are no different than the people that got injected with this vaccination. And I'd advise everybody to look into what is actually in it. Everybody got injected. What's happening to the Palestinians is also happening to everybody else.
Damn.
It's not happening over there. That ideology...
Psychological siege.
The puppet masters are doing to the Palestinians what they are also doing to us simultaneously.
I agree.
You don't have to wait.
It's a banker operation.
It's a banker operation. Yeah. What is it? All wars are bankers' wars.
Yeah.
All operations are bankers' operations. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, thanks for your time, and I hope some people will agree with you and other people won't, but
They won't. No, some will and some won't.
it's nice to have what's the word, partisan comments in a public forum like my exhibition.
Yeah.
Cool. Cheers.
Thanks for the interview.
All right.
Very interesting.
See you later.
Yeah.